Hi guys, welcome back or welcome if you're new. My name is Mathilda, obviously, and hi. I hope you're having a super duper great day. And I did a lot with my hands. Today I am just going to do a ordinary life update. I'm going to answer a few questions that you have sent in, and I'm just going to have a little chit chat with you. I'm going to talk about a few things happening in my life, and I'm just going to take it easy, you know. I'm just going to be chill. I'm going to have a chill time. If you have coffee or like tea, soda or whatever, you can drink that. You can drink that while you're sitting here with me. And yeah, so I'm just going to get right into it. But before I get into it, I just want to let you know that I have merch. Maybe you're not aware, but I do have merch. You can just head down to my merch store. Head down. It's not a physical store. Head down into my description box. Get my merch. You know, shamelessly self-promoting myself. Let's just get into all of these things that I wanted to talk about. And the first thing I want to talk about is my upcoming wedding. Yay! I actually received questions if I will still have a wedding. Yes, I'm hopefully still going to be wed in the summer of 2023. And the reason why I'm not talking about it that often is just due to the fact that it's in the summer of 2023. It's a long time to get there, and right now I'm just planning. So yeah, that's all of that. I just wanted to get that out of the way because I have actually received questions if I'm still together with Christian, and yes, we're together. And yes, I know Christian isn't really on this channel anymore, but that's just due to the fact that Christian, he isn't really comfortable in front of the camera that much. But I will ask him if he wants to do another video, but I can't promise anything, guys. I can't promise anything. And also, okay, I usually talk about surgeries whenever I have these life update or Q&As. I usually talk about upcoming surgeries. I haven't actually had surgery in 7 years, I believe. I haven't done a single surgery in a long time, but whenever I sit down, I have these life updates. I talk about surgeries and planned cosmetic procedures and all of that. I don't know why. I've talked about having a nose job many times on this channel, but I went to a consultation a few years ago before I was doing YouTube, and I decided not to do it at that moment because I wasn't really ready and cost money and all of that, and I'm not a rich bitch. I just want to let you know that I'm not a rich. So I decided not to do it, but now I have saved up a lot of money and I just really want to do it. I actually broke my nose when I was younger, or I don't know if I broke it, but I hit it really badly. And ever since that day, ever since the accident, I actually got this bump here and I just want to get rid of it. So yeah, that's something that I'm going to get done. And also another surgery. What is up with these surgeries, right? Another surgery is, I've talked about many times that I want to have a tracheal shave. I think it's called removing my Adam's apple, because I have a visible Adam's apple and I want to get that bad boy away from my freaking throat. That is also something that I'm going to have a consultation about, but this is something that I'm not really sure about. I have back and forth with this decision. I'm not even sure that I want to do it right now, because I have heard about complications that you can lose your voice and you can have a messed up voice and you can have yeah, I've heard a lot of things, and I'm not really 100% sure that I'm really going to get it done. But I do have gender dysphoria regarding my Adam's apple. All of my gender dysphoria pretty much stems from that part of my throat. And I'm so freaking tired of that little what? Anyways, so I'm not going to have any more surgeries than this, I promise you guys. It sounds like I have surgeries every other week. That is kind of how much I talk about it, but trust me, I haven't had a single surgery in 7 years, and that was my bottom surgery, and before that I had my breast augmentation. But yeah, so that was also a thing I wanted to talk about. And I've also received a lot of questions regarding my last, I don't know if it was my last video, no it wasn't, but I have received a lot of questions regarding my Don't Call Me Sis video. This video, I can put it here on the screen, but yes, I have received questions and why I made it. However, I think it was pretty straightforward why I made it. I did receive questions about it still, so I can answer them for you. So in that video, I talk about people calling me cisgender or telling me that I should not hide the fact that I'm trans, but I should not really discuss it as much as I do, and I shouldn't really make my only personality trait transgender, which I'm not. Obviously, I have other personality traits. But yeah, people say that, which I think is pretty transphobic. And also, people told me in the comments that I shouldn't be angry at those people calling me cisgender or saying that I shouldn't talk about being transgender as much as I do, because they don't really have any ill intentions behind those comments. But here's the deal, like obviously I don't believe that these people like commenting this out of malice to be like evil or mean or whatever. However, it stems from some transphobia, I believe, saying that, oh, why don't you just pretend to be cisgender, like being cisgender is better than being transgender, if you kind of get my drift. They're kind of basically saying that I should pretend to be cisgender because being transgender is not as good as being cisgender. And also they're saying that I shouldn't really discuss being transgender as much as I do. Like, I believe that it's pretty important to talk about. I understood that I was transgender at the age of 15, and when I realized that I was trans, I hadn't really heard about being trans. I came out like 12 years ago. I'm old, guys. I wasn't really aware of transgender people, and that's the reason behind me talking about being trans as much as I do, to help kids come out, to help kids see someone else, and not only children and not only kids, but other people. They need the support as well. I'm not only talking about, you know, helping the children and all of that, but it's so important to talk about the fact that we are trans, because like it's still pretty hush-hush topic. It's pretty taboo. That's the reason behind me making that video. It's important to talk about, and it's not better being cisgender than transgender. So yeah, now guys, I'm going to answer a few questions I have received. So what was the worst part of your transition? I think the waiting part. So for me, I realized that I was trans at the age of 15, as I've said. However, I didn't go on hormones until the age of 18 and like late 18. So yeah, it was a long wait, and that's just because you have to be diagnosed by a lot of psychologists and like doctors and all of that here in Sweden. So yeah, that's why it takes such a long time to get on hormones. And I really wish that I could have done it earlier, because a few things, you know, with my body started to change during that period. So I really wish that we didn't have to wait that long. So yeah. Okay, so the next question was, who was the first person that supported your transition? That would be my mom. I've told you multiple times that she was the first person I told when I realized that I was trans, and I also told her the same day. Can you take hormones at the age of 16? Yes. However, that also depends on where you are in the world. Some countries have special regulations and laws regarding, you know, hormone replacement therapy and what age you can start them at, or what age you can start taking them. So yes, you can definitely start at the age of 16, and I do actually recommend for you to get on them as soon as possible if you're really sure that you are trans and you want to transition. Hormones have some effects that you can get sterile or like infertile and other things, so be really sure that this is something that you want. However, I do recommend for you to get on the hormone replacement therapy as soon as possible. I really wish that I started the hormone replacement therapy at the age of 16. But yes, you can definitely start taking hormones at the age of 16 if your country's laws accept it. Yeah. How do you cope waiting for hormones or other treatments during transition? Just talked about me waiting for hormones. So how did I cope? For me, I just took a few breaths and I took a few steps backwards. I thought about everything. I thought about how big of a deal it really was to transition. So I just took everything very slowly. I talked to the psychologist and the doctors about everything, and I just really chilled. Okay, I chilled. And also, whenever I had great amounts of gender dysphoria, I just thought about the end result. So I really just thought about the light in the end of the tunnel. I just really kind of had this, like, I was kind of like this. I just took it one step at a time. And whenever I had gender dysphoria, I was like, okay, girl, you're going to get through this. In the end, you're going to get everything you wanted. So please just chill. Just chill. However, again, I say however a lot. I really wish, as I said, that I started my treatment sooner. It was out of my control, so I couldn't really do anything about it, but I just wish I had told my psychologist, like, hey girl, I see you, but like, would you be able to give me some testosterone blockers? I mean, it isn't really HRT, it's just testosterone blockers to block the testosterone so I don't really get more manly. So yeah, I really wish I had asked about that. They had probably said no, but I didn't even ask. I was young, I was dumb, I was pretty scared of everything. I had great respect for the doctors and authorities and all of that, so I didn't say anything. And I really wish I did. I would be like, girl, I need them testosterone blockers, okay? Give me some of that, give me some of that. So yeah, and this is the last question. Do you get bothered by the hate? Yes and no. I do get bothered by the hate, and these few months, they've been more difficult than what it usually is. I made that video where I read the hate comments and I laughed about it, and it is pretty funny sometimes. For the most part, I laugh about it. I just laugh it off. But I have talked about this before, that sometimes it gets to me and I really wish that it didn't, but sometimes it does, and I can get like really low about it and very, very angry. For the most part, I get more angry rather than sad. So for the haters seeing this, if you want to rally me up, okay? But I don't usually get like sad about it. Sometimes I get sad about it, but for the most part, I just get really angry, because it's just like, don't you have anything better to do with your free time than to come on trans people's, YouTube channels to comment? Like, don't you have a life? Don't you? And also, didn't your parents teach you not to say everything that you have on your mind? Please be aware of other people's feelings, integrity, and whatever. Please, if you have a bad thing to say, just shut the up. Okay, that's everything I wanted to say about that. So yeah, I think that was everything I want to talk about in this video. I know that this video wasn't really the most fun or whatever. I know, I just wanted to sit down and answer a few questions and talk to you, because I just wanted to, okay? I just wanted to talk to you. Thank you so much for watching, and please like, comment, and also if you have any other questions, you can comment them down below. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!